Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you and my tier 6 French battleship, the Dunkerque. Now for those of you that do not know, Sneaky is away taking care of some personal stuff, but we do have some of his videos, so you will be seeing a lot more of Spider and myself. Now this is a cruiser captain in here because that's all the French have, so I have priority target, expert marksman, demo expert, concealment, and advanced fire training. My upgrades are main battery mods 1, better dispersion, damcom 1, and better steering gears. Now the nice thing about the Dunkerque when she was first released was the only shells that could really overmatch her were 15-inch, was the Warspite, and then of course when you got unfortunate enough to see Colorado's, the Colorado 16-inch could easily go through your bow. But with the introduction of the Germans and their 15-inch shells, they can overmatch your bow armor. Now this ship is still very good tanky bow on. If you just angle a little bit, you can bounce a lot of shells. Now I had HE loaded from the prior match. I don't know what I was shooting at for it, but it's loaded, shoot it, and considering the target's bow on, I might as well just keep the HE loaded because 1, I do have demo expert, and 2, these 13-inch guns on the Dunkerque have a 35% fire chance, which is extremely high. So I might as well just keep shooting the bow in battleship. But I want to pose a question to you guys. Are we starting to get to the point to where if you don't do over 150k damage and get a bunch of medals, it's considered not a good game or not even YouTube worthy? That's the question I'm posing to you guys if you care to answer my question. Now, I know this guy's damcom's out, which is why I don't immediately switch to armor piercing. Might as well get more fires, might as well make this guy's life miserable. My plan is to shoot one more HE salvo, try to get the second fire, then switch to AP. Now the one thing you won't see in this replay is when I actually do let it load the HE, but I am telling it to load AP next. I noticed that guy wasn't going to stay bow on, so there was no point for me to switch to AP. I just left it on the HE because he wasn't going to show me full broadside to get nice pens as I get victim number 1. Now I am kind of doing the bow in meta that you see with the ship. You move forward, then you move back, rinse and repeat, keep the enemy within a comfortable close quarters, but far enough away to where they can't torpedo you or really hurt you. But as you saw there, I fired the HE and then it instantly switched to AP. That's because of actively switching my shells. I'm just going to let it go through the whole reload process, shoot the salvo, then switch to what I want to shoot next. Either HE or AP. See, this cruiser was thinking, he's going to keep turning to make the turn. Notice that he straightened out, then he turned. So unfortunately, all of these shots are just going to sail right over him. Start motoring forward because rinse repeat. The enemy team on the other side really doesn't have good shots into my my broadside, so I'm going to stay more bow in on the targets in front of me because they do have torpedoes. Notice the Atlanta reversing. I thought he was going to move forward, but he does not, so I readjust my aim to shoot him for him reversing, get a nice 8,000 salvo as our hood finishes him off. See, another enemy battleship along with these two cruisers and I noticed that he can't shoot me. I might as well, just keep on the course I'm going. I know he's not going to pen my broadside because of the island. Now, I do believe my division mate said that there were torpedoes coming from something over here, probably the constant. I see the Nicholas. I might as well shoot at him. Guns were looking that way. There's no big loss. Any damage to a DD is good damage. Now, the other thing about the Dunkirk is she, I believe, is the only tier 6 that gets a fighter plane, and that she actually has some really good secondaries. But you kind of have to spec into the secondaries. But the thing with the secondaries, they are all on the rear end of the ship. But it is not hard to get them into play. As I was panicking trying to get my secondaries on the Minikaze, which is why you see me doing, looking at him, and devastating strike and the close quarters. I know I fired my main guns, but I don't know how I got a close quarters and a devastating strike. If you know, please leave a comment. I have a suspicion, but I'm not 100% sure. I do believe that it was because all of the salvos came out at the same time, including the secondaries, and because my primaries did some massive damage, the one secondary shell that hit him, killed him, got me my close quarters. Not 100% sure, not sure. Gonna fire on the hood. Oh, I do believe also has 15-inch shells. So he can go through my bow, but I'm going to stay angled while presenting as small of a target as possible to these two guys. Now, I accidentally ran into the grass speed behind me while I was trying to stop in reverse. I don't want to brawl with two good brawling ships. Was going to shoot at the Colorado, but I noticed he's burning, so I might as well shoot at the HUD and try to get him on fire. AG is a good way to deal with two or more ships. If you can get the fires on one, switch to the other one, get him burning, go back to the other one, get him burning, and then switch. So, like, what my initial goal here is get the hood burning, switch to the Colorado, fire AP at him because he is showing me broadside, but luckily for me, somebody dealt with the hood, so there's one less ship shooting at me. Get the Colorado on fire, and as you see, I was switching to AP. Now, if you've been paying attention to the game scores, we're losing. We're losing ships, we're losing points, we don't hold any of the capture points, even though we have somebody in there actively capping. They, I do not believe, last very long. They're going to get focused down. But what he is doing is stopping the enemy from getting caps. I do believe our hood is in there also, that I just noticed. Literally just now, just noticed this guy. He is also stopping the center cap. Gonna continue firing on the Colorado. I want to deal with what's in front of me, then deal with what is not. I had HE loaded because I wanted the guaranteed damage. I wanted to set him back on fire, and I wanted to deal with him. But I was actively switching back to AP, and that I was going to be fighting cruisers. Now, the Colorado, I believe, is victim number 3 for me. I only have 57,000 worth of damage. I noticed the Japanese cruiser is going behind the island. There is no point to shoot him. I completely fail on these shots on the French cruiser. I completely misjudged everything, or I'm not sure if the game decided at the last second to target the Dunkirk. Now, I know his shells can't go through my bow. I'm hoping he knows his shells can't go through my bow. So I'm going to fire AP at the cruiser, hopefully finish him off, because he does have torpedoes and I don't want to deal with it, which is why I am not changing my course. I'm trying to bait this gentleman into using his torpedoes prior to me doing my turn, slowing down, reverse. I'm going to stay bow in. I'm going to use AG for this fight on this gentleman, because there's no way I can pen him. There's no way he can pen me. The best case scenario is I knock out a gun of his or knock out both of them, in which case means he's going to go for the ramp. I'm reversing. I do not want that to happen. He's shooting AP, and I believe that he wants to knock out my guns. But as you can see, we're stopping them from getting points because we are on the center cap. There's 3 of us to 4 of them. We are still losing this. We have 2 battleships to their 2 battleships, but we have 1 cruiser to their 1 cruiser. Now I noticed that this guy is going broadside, presenting me a broadside target. So I do believe I'm going to be switching to AP, as you see there, as I finish off another ship. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to call this kill stealing or not, but at this point, when you're down ships, there's a ship in front of you and he's a target, take him out. This Pensacola, any one of us could finish him off. It's just a matter of who's going to reload the guns, get the shot off on the Pensacola. But we all should be shooting at the Pensacola. Whoever gets the kill gets the kill, because we need to minimize guns shooting at all of us. We also need to start getting points. Now, I do believe the Hood fired at the Byron, as I get a citadel on the poor Pensacola for a Kraken unleashed, as his final shells come in and set me on fire. Now, I did see that the friendly was torping. I was hoping that this guy was going to stay a little bit more broadside. Failed to notice that he kept on turning and his engine is knocked out. So I do minimum damage. I'm going to keep the AP loaded in hopes that this guy's going to reverse out, showing me some side. Notice that he's on fire. He's going to burn to death. There's no reason to put out one fire, because I'm not sure what the enemy cruiser is going to do. Now, as you can see, we've kept the center. We're getting points. We've brought the scores back. We've brought the ships back. We have a full health Grass Bay. You have myself, what I have 2 heals, which means I'm going to get a lot of health. Not exactly sure what the health is at the Hood, but I do know we do have the health advantage. We have the gun advantage. It looks like the Hood is kind of playing more run away and survive, which is fine. If he's low health, that's what he needs to do. That's a smart play. Play the long range game. Let the other ships get in closer and be the other guy's target while you play the long range game. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a smart move to make. But once again, I want to pose the question to you guys. Are we getting so jaded in the community that if you're not doing over 150k damage, walking away with at least 4 or 5 medals, hard carrying the game, that it's not a good game, that there's nothing to learn from solid games such as this? We also do know that you guys enjoy a lot more of our higher tier gameplay, but the thought process, the strategies for higher tier gameplay is the exact same for mid tier, low tier, for all the tiers. It doesn't change. You can learn from every tier, from every game. Now, I am going to get a few more shots in on this guy. This guy's just going to run away and play the hide and seek game because, well, reasons. He doesn't want to die. Whatever. All this guy's doing is, in essence, dragging on the game. One more thing before we get on to the end screen. I knew this guy was torping because it's what I would have done, which is why I went bow on, so wasn't worried there. But If you did not know this, the minute you join a battle, as soon as you hit the battle button, you're in the queue. As soon as you join the battle and it's loading in the battle, you have paid the full service repair of your ship. The only cost that will change is your ammo and possibly consumables if you are running. Well, your consumables won't change, but your consumables and the full repair bill will always remain the same. The only thing that changes is your ammo cost. So if you're in a situation like this, you're better off fighting, getting experience, instead of just hiding. As stealth shells come in, get me Confederate. Now guys, we are just going to go check out the post-battle results. I don't want to subject you guys to 4 minutes of us getting to this guy to kill him. He does, I believe, finally end up dying. If not, he lives on extremely low health. 84,000 damage was my total. Confederate close quarters, Kraken Unleashed, Dreadnought, and Devastating Strike. Number 1 on the team with the 5 ships that sent to the bottom of the sea with the base experience of 1,800. I made some money. It's what premium ships do. It's why you buy them, is to get the credits and retrain captains. 63,000 damage coming from main batteries, 24 of that from high explosives, 39 from armor piercing. 700 from the secondaries, and the only reason I mention that is because of the close quarters, and 20,000 from the fires I did cause. I really hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you guys did learn something from this. If you see any mistakes that I did make, please point them out, with the exception of I probably should have been shooting AP a little bit more than the HE. But, you know, it is what it is. Please keep sending in your replays. We really do enjoy them. The email's in the description down below. And remember, we are quick to report, slow to compliment, so compliment good team play, good team work. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.